Alex, everyone hitting the panic button downstairs? Is that the situation in the club at the minute?
No, to be fair, I think we're still in a good place. I think obviously the results haven't been good enough. We know that as a group. But when you sort of isolate the games, I think there's been good spells in some. Obviously Saturdays weren't acceptable. I think that was the worst of the bunch. So listen, we're in a good place. We've got to sort of stick together because at the minute there ain't many of us, and just got to keep on fighting.
You know, a lot's been made certainly by us, the home form versus the away form. Is there anything that the players put it down to?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we've had quite a few conversations. I think there was quite a few heated ones Saturday after the game. I see Mendes obviously mentioned it. But I think it just comes down to responsibility of the players. I think maybe it's one of them, we turn up here and expect to win because it's our place. And I think that's what we need to get to. Because like you said, we've been really good on the road. So yeah, we've been working hard of trying to figure out the formula to win games of football at home because we want our fans to see us win and be successful.
I think, you know, if you hold on a few more minutes at Chesterfield and pick up the win there, everything looks slightly more rosy, doesn't it? But because it's only been a point from 12, there's probably a little bit more pressure on you guys at the minute.
100%, and rightly so. I think if you sort of isolate each individual game, like the Walsall game, you look back, like we had enough chances to win the game. I think obviously 45 minutes for Grimsby, we were miles off in the second half. We showed what we're about. And then the Chesterfield game, like we've got the game in our hands, and obviously we don't pick someone up from a corner and they score, which obviously we were going on about all week. So listen, it's been really frustrating, but we know we need to get back to what we've done at the beginning of the season, and training's been really good this week.
Light on numbers though, I imagine, because it feels like everybody's injured at the minute, aside from really you.
Yeah, it's been tough, you know. I think I've never seen this in my career before, and obviously I've obviously seen injury crisis, but I've never seen it this bad. But listen, the gaffer keeps telling us we are what we are, and we've got what we've got. And training the last few days has been really, really good. I think the lads, like the tempo, everything's gone through the roof. Everyone's really staking a claim now because, like, listen, this is what we've got. Everyone expects to play, so we've just got to keep everyone as healthy as possible and wait for our armed forces to sort of catch up and come and help us.
When you've got someone like Aaron Collins who, you know, waited for so long to come back after breaking his arm to then get another injury immediately, I mean, he must be devastated. What is it that you do as a captain to I suppose, put your arm around him? Yeah,
it's heartbreaking, obviously, with us. I think he's been so good around the place. Obviously, his arm was a freak accident, and then I think it was the last 30 seconds of training. Obviously, he feels his hamstring. So, yeah, listen, it's heartbreaking. We know what Azza can do for us and how important he is. And I've just had to put my arm around him, but he's a real level-headed lad. He's been around the game long enough now, so he's in a really good place now. He knows he ain't too far away. Obviously he's far away, but it's not as bad as we thought. So listen, we need him back. We need all the injured lads back, and we just got to stick together. But before that, with Azza, even when he'd done his arm, he's been so good around the place. I think he's helped the lads massively. Although it's not been on the pitch, I think he's been brilliant at keeping morale really high.
And I suppose it's partly your job as wearing the armband is to keep morale high and to keep everybody, you know, honest, but also keep everybody motivated as well.
100%. I think a lot of things we've been saying this week is lads need to take sort of responsibility for their actions and stuff. So, but we've got a real good change room where lads sort of hold each other accountable. Even the injured lads like Aaron Collins, Kane Wilson, people like that are really sort of driving standards, obviously away from the training pitch. So we've got a real good group in there. We just sort of need our boys back, but they'll come back, and at the minute we know what we've got and we'll have to just keep fighting.
We spoke to the manager on Saturday after the game, and he said that it felt like there was almost a disconnect between the midfield three. Obviously you're as a part of that. How do you guys come together of a week like this and sort of fix that?
Yeah, I think we had a real good meeting on Monday. I think sort of player led, and we sort of stripped it all back and sort of noticed the things we need to work on and noticed the things weren't good enough, and that was a massive one. I think in all the games this season, barring that one, I think we've worked as a unit. We've been together, we've been close together, and on Saturday we were just all over the place. And all three of us know we weren't quite at the races. And there's just little simple things about running together, backing each other up, and we've never quite done that Saturday. So we sort of let the manager down, let the lads down, and we know we need to bounce back.
But I mean, it's three experienced heads in there, and yourself, Liam Kelly, and Dan Crowley. You know what you're doing. It's just an off day for you, was it?
Yeah, exactly. I just think, listen, none of us are on tune Saturday, and when sort of all three of you are off tune, I think it just shows how obvious the gaps were. And it's something we go away. Listen, we've all had a chat about it. We know what the lads expect from us, the manager expects from us. So we'll have to attack it Saturday.
And on Saturday, a Shrewsbury team that aren't in much decent nick either at the minute, but they'll be looking to bounce back as well as you guys will.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's always a tough place to go, Shrewsbury, no matter how they're getting on. It's like they've always got a good team, and obviously we've done a lot of stuff on them today, and they've got some real good players, so we can't just turn up there and think we're going to turn them over and sort of get 3 points. We need to go there and actually show up and not just get rolled over, make sure everything's on note, make sure we're together as a team, and sort of, because we need a win.
It's not been a tremendously happy hunting ground. It's always a battle there, isn't it?
Yeah, listen, I've had some mad games there, no matter what club I've been at. I remember a few where under Russ, and sort of we've always played really well there and never got quite what we deserve. So yeah, listen, we need to win a game of football. We need to start winning games of football. So that's what we go into Saturday thinking.
And you pick up one, you pick up another, and then all of a sudden the momentum builds again, and everything feels back on course again. Yeah,
I'm a massive believer in that. I'm like, obviously at the minute everything's doom and gloom, and you look at the table, you look at the results, and you look at our form, you think, oh, it's a tough time. But listen, you get one win, it rolls into the next week and the next week, and then before you know it, you think, we've had our blip now, like we can march on. So yeah, listen, the players need to take responsibility. I think the manager and the staff have been unbelievable. So like, we have to sort of back them up now.
Nice one, cheers Alex.
Cheers mate.
Alex, the players have been telling me over the last few weeks, even months, about the togetherness of this squad, the team spirit, the summer camp, Bletchley Park. But what seems to be happening is 11 individually talented players are walking onto the pitch and they're not gelling like a team and not seeing out games. That's the reality, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think when you've got sort of, 7 or 8 injured lads who come in, unbelievable players by the way, and not in the team, not like somewhere in the stands, it's always going to be hard throwing lads together. You've got Connor Evans playing right back, Aaron the Main playing left back. If you would have told the gaffer that 6 weeks ago, he would have probably laughed at you. But that's the reality of it. Listen, football, there's always injuries in football and you have to get over them. But when you've got sort of key players missing and key players playing out of position, it's always going to be tough. So yeah, you might think it's 11 individuals, but I think it's lads sort of dropping their egos and playing out of position for the team and for the club and giving everything they've got.
Mm-hmm. And tell me about that, the drive you'll get after you get this win that everybody wants. What sort of clicks? How does it suddenly turn into, hopefully, a bit of a run?
It just turns into a confidence thing, I think. Listen, the hardest thing in football to do is win games of football. And obviously we plan a week to win a game of football, and obviously the other team plans a week to stop us winning. So confidence is the biggest thing. As soon as you sort of win a game of football, if we held on against Chesterfield, Saturday would have looked completely different, and that's how football is. So we want to go to Shrewsbury Saturday, get 3 points and try and kick on.
Is the dressing room really down at the moment, or have you now had a bit of a lift and getting ready for the weekend?
No, the change room's in a really good place. Obviously it'd be so easy to sort of down tools and everyone's soul can have tantrums because we ain't won a few games, but we know where we are, we know that's all we've got at the moment, and we've got to sort of pick up points and wait for the artillery to come back.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, cheers.